the ocean. It covers most of our planet, a vast and seemingly infinite expanse of blue. From space, it is a shimmering marble, a world of water that holds mysteries we are only just beginning to understand. Down here, at its surface, it is a living, breathing entity. The gentle rise and fall of the swell is like the slow, deep breath of a sleeping giant. The horizon stretches out in every direction, a perfect, unbroken line where the water meets the sky. It is a place of profound solitude and immense power, a kingdom ruled by forces far older than humankind. Here, life and death play out on a scale that is difficult to comprehend, a constant swirling dance in the deep. This is the Southern Ocean, off the coast of South Africa. The water here is cold, nutrient-rich and teeming with life. It is a wild frontier, a place where the rules are written not by us, but by the creatures that call this wilderness home. The sun, a brilliant white disk in the pale blue sky, casts a glittering path across the surface, a road of diamonds leading to nowhere and everywhere at once. The air is sharp and clean, filled with the salty tang of the sea and the faint, distant cries of gulls. It is a world that feels both ancient and eternally new, a place of raw, untamed beauty that commands respect and inspires a deep sense of awe. Beneath the shimmering surface lies another world entirely, a world of shifting light and deep shadow, of silent hunters and their unsuspecting prey. Sunlight struggles to penetrate the depths, its rays becoming softer, more diffuse, painting everything in shades of sapphire and turquoise. The pressure increases with every meter you descend, a constant, heavy reminder of the immense weight of the water above. It is a three-dimensional battle space, where threats can come from any direction, from above, from below, from the dark, unseen corners of this liquid universe. Here, survival is a moment-to-moment struggle, a game of hide-and-seek where the stakes are absolute. The sheer scale of this environment is humbling. It is a realm that dwarfs all who enter it. The currents, great underwater rivers, flow with unstoppable force, shaping the seabed and carrying life across entire oceans. Weather systems born hundreds of miles away send powerful swells rolling across the surface, waves that can toss ships like toys and reshape coastlines. This is the engine room of our planet, a dynamic and powerful force that governs our climate and supports a web of life so complex and interconnected that we are still only scratching the surface of its secrets. To be here is to feel small, a temporary visitor in a world of giants. We are at the edge of a deep-water canyon, a place known as the Killing Fields. The name is grim, but fitting. This is a gathering place, a crossroads for some of the ocean's most formidable predators and their prey. The seabed drops away precipitously here, plunging into darkness. Upwellings of cold, nutrient-rich water from the abyss create a vibrant ecosystem. Vast shoals of fish shimmer like clouds of silver confetti, attracting seals, dolphins, and, in turn, the larger hunters that prey on them. It is a place of abundance, and where there is abundance, there is always danger. Life here is rich, but it is also fleeting. The water is a startling, clear cobalt blue. Visibility is exceptional, stretching for dozens of meters in every direction. Great forests of kelp, their long fronds reaching up towards the distant sun, sway gently in the current. They create a complex, vertical landscape, a sunken cathedral of green and gold. These kelp forests provide shelter for countless smaller creatures, a nursery for the young and a hiding place for the wary. But they also offer ambush points for those who hunt in the shadows, their dark forms concealed amongst the swaying leaves. The play of light and shadow is constant. a mesmerizing, hypnotic dance that can lull the senses. The atmosphere is one of tense anticipation. You can feel it in the water. The smaller fish are skittish, their movements sharp and nervous. The seals, normally playful and curious, stick close to the safety of the rocks, their large dark eyes constantly scanning the open water. They know that this beautiful sunlit world can turn deadly in an instant. A flicker of movement, a sudden shadow passing overhead, is enough to send a ripple of panic through the entire community. Every creature here is attuned to the subtle signals of the environment, listening with their entire bodies for the telltale signs of an approaching predator. Even the light seems different here. It filters down from the surface in shimmering, ethereal shafts, like the stained glass windows of a great submerged church. Dust motes of plankton drift lazily through the beams of light, tiny specks of life in the vastness. But this serene beauty masks a brutal reality. This is an arena, a stage for the most dramatic events in the natural world. It is a place where legends meet, where the balance of power can shift in a heartbeat. The silence is not empty. It is filled with unspoken threats and the palpable tension of the hunt. The cathedral is waiting for its titans to arrive. And then he appears, a great white shark. He materializes from the blue haze, a silent, grey torpedo of muscle and teeth. He is magnificent. Nearly 5 meters long, he is the product of millions of years of evolution, a perfectly designed killing machine. His movements are economical, powerful, radiating a confidence born of being at the very top of the food chain. He glides through the water with an unnerving grace, a flick of his powerful tail propelling him forward with effortless speed. His dark eye, a black, unblinking orb, surveys his domain. He is the apex predator, or so he has always believed. This male is a seasoned hunter. The scars that crisscross his flank and dorsal fin tell a story of past battles, of struggles with powerful prey and perhaps rival sharks. He is a survivor, a veteran of these killing fields. He knows these waters intimately, knows the currents, the hiding places, the best ambush spots. He is here for one reason: to hunt. The Cape Fur seals that congregate near the surface are his preferred prey. Their high-fat blubber provides the energy he needs to power his massive body through the cold southern waters. For him, this is not a battle. It is simply a meal. He circles slowly, a patient phantom patrolling the edges of the kelp forest. He is a creature of deep instinct. He is not thinking, not plotting in the way we might understand it. He is simply responding to the ancient rhythms of hunger and opportunity that have governed his kind for eons. The shark relies on surprise, launching himself from the depths below with explosive force, a technique known as breaching. It is one of the most spectacular sights in the natural world, a ton of predator launching itself clear of the water in a shower of spray. But today, he is not the only hunter in these waters. There is a majesty to him, a terrible and awe-inspiring beauty. His skin perfectly counter-shaded, dark grey on top to blend with the deep water below, and brilliant white underneath to merge with the bright surface above, is a masterpiece of natural camouflage. His serrated teeth, rows of them, are legendary, but it is his sheer presence, his silent, implacable power that is most arresting. He is the embodiment of the ocean's raw, untamed spirit. He is a king in his own kingdom, a ruler of the blue abyss. But a challenge to his reign is coming. The water is about to change. From the deep, a new shape emerges. It is long and sleek and impossibly black. Then another and another, a pod of orcas. They are the true wolves of the sea, and their arrival changes everything. The tension in the water, already high, ratchets up to an almost unbearable level. The seals vanish, melting into the rocks. The fish shoals tighten, becoming a single, shimmering entity, moving as one. Even the light seems to dim as their powerful monochrome forms slice through the water. They are a family, a tight-knit clan of up to a dozen individuals led by a large, experienced matriarch. Their black and white markings, so bold and distinctive, are a form of disruptive camouflage. They break up their massive outlines, making it difficult for prey to judge their speed and direction. Their tall, straight dorsal fins cut through the surface like black sails. The largest male, a bull with a dorsal fin nearly 2 meters high, is an imposing sight. But it is the matriarch who is in charge. She is the keeper of the pod's knowledge, the one who knows the ancient hunting techniques passed down through generations. Her experience and wisdom will guide the hunt. They communicate with a complex series of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, a sophisticated language that allows them to coordinate their movements with remarkable precision. It is this intelligence, this ability to work together as a team that makes them such formidable hunters. They are not just powerful, they are strategic. They can learn, adapt, and even teach new techniques to one another. They are a culture, a society of predators living in a world we can barely imagine. Their arrival in these waters is an event. It means the rules of the game are about to be rewritten. Unlike the solitary shark, the orcas are a collective. Their bond is the source of their strength. They move with a unified purpose, their black bodies rising and falling in perfect synchrony. There is a palpable intelligence in their eyes, a sense of awareness and calculation that is both fascinating and chilling. They have been seen hunting almost every large animal in the ocean, from seals and sea lions to dolphins and even the calves of the great whales. They are versatile, adaptable, and utterly relentless. And today they have their sights set on a very specific and very unusual prize. The great white shark senses the change immediately. The water feels different. The familiar sounds of the reef have fallen silent. He is no longer the only large predator in the area, and he knows it. He becomes more cautious, his movements less confident. He swims lower, closer to the seabed, trying to use the terrain to his advantage. He is a solitary hunter, accustomed to being the one who instills fear. Now, for the first time in a long time, he feels a prickle of unease. The presence of the orcas is like a pressure wave, a physical force in the water that signals a profound shift in the balance of power. The orcas spread out, forming a loose, searching pattern. They are methodical, sweeping the area with their sophisticated sonar. Each click they emit is a pulse of sound that travels through the water, bounces off objects, and returns to them, painting a detailed picture of the world around them. They are mapping the canyon, searching for their target. The matriarch directs the search, her calls coordinating the pod's movements. 2 younger orcas peel off, heading towards the kelp forest, their job to flush out any hidden prey. The bull and another large female hang back, holding their position in the open water. It is a clash of hunting philosophies. The shark is a master of the ambush, a specialist in the surprise attack. He relies on speed, power, and the element of surprise. The orcas, on the other hand, are masters of the coordinated pursuit. They use teamwork, intelligence, and endurance to wear down their prey. It is a contest between a lone assassin and a highly trained elite squad. Both are at the pinnacle of oceanic evolution, 2 different and equally successful solutions to the challenge of being an apex predator. Their impending confrontation feels like an appointment with destiny. The tension builds with excruciating slowness. The ocean, so vast and open, suddenly feels small and claustrophobic. The shark is trapped. He can't outrun them in the open water, and there are too many of them to fight. His best hope is to remain unseen, to wait for them to pass. But the orcas are patient. They have time. They continue their systematic search, their black and white forms appearing and disappearing in the blue haze. It is a deadly game of hide and seek, played out in a silent, sun-dappled world, and the stakes could not be higher. The king is being hunted in his own castle. The young orcas have found him. A series of excited, high-pitched calls echoes through the water. The shark, hiding near a rocky outcrop, makes a break for it. He surges forward, a grey blur of motion, heading for the open ocean. It is, well, a desperate gamble. He hopes to use his speed to outdistance the pod, to lose them in the vastness of the blue. But the orcas are ready. The matriarch's commanding call signals the start of the chase. The hunt is on. The leisurely search has transformed into a high-speed pursuit, a life-and-death race in the open water. The pod converges on the fleeing shark with terrifying speed and precision. They are faster than him over long distances, and they work together to cut off his escape routes. Two orcas flank him, hemming him in, while the large bull positions himself behind, driving him forward. The matriarch directs the operation from a short distance away, her calls like a field commander issuing orders to her troops. They are not just chasing him, they are herding him, controlling his movements, forcing him towards the surface where he will be most vulnerable. The shark is powerful, but he is outmaneuvered and outthought. The shark twists and turns, trying to evade his pursuers. He is a formidable animal, and he is not giving up without a fight. He snaps his powerful jaws, a warning to the orcas to keep their distance. But they are unfazed. They are experts at hunting dangerous prey. They stay just out of reach of his teeth, their movements fluid and coordinated. They are like matadors, taunting a powerful bull, using their agility and intelligence to control a much larger, more powerful animal. The sheer spectacle of it is honestly breathtaking. A ballet of black and white and grey against the deep blue canvas of the ocean. The chase pushes them upwards, from the deep blue of the abyss into the brighter, sunlit waters near the surface. The light becomes harsher, the shadows more defined. The shark is now out of his element. He is an ambush predator of the depths, and he is being forced into a surface battle. The orcas know exactly what they are doing. They are taking away all of his advantages, one by one. The psychological pressure must be immense. The relentless, intelligent pursuit, the constant communication between his attackers, the feeling of being completely outmatched. It is a terrifying ordeal for an animal that has known only dominance. Now close to the surface, the final phase of the hunt begins. The matriarch moves in. With a powerful surge of her tail, she accelerates and rams the great white from the side. The impact is immense. The shark, weighing over a ton, is thrown sideways, stunned by the force of the blow. The orca's attack is not random. It is precise, targeted. She is aiming for the shark's pectoral fins, the wing-like fins that he uses to steer and maintain stability. It is a calculated move designed to disable her opponent. Before the shark can recover, another orca strikes from the other side. It is a coordinated 1-2 punch. The shark is now disoriented, struggling to control his movements, but the orcas are not finished. The matriarch executes a maneuver of incredible skill and audacity. She dives beneath the shark and with a swift movement of her head, flips him upside down. This is the critical moment. When a shark is turned onto its back, it enters a state of temporary paralysis known as tonic immobility. It is a trance-like state, and it renders the great predator completely helpless. The shark, the mighty white death, is now floating upside down, motionless, at the mercy of his captors. He is still alive, but he is powerless. The orcas hold him in this position, taking turns to keep him stable. It is a display of incredible intelligence and teamwork. They have exploited a weakness in the shark's biology, a secret known only to them, passed down through generations of hunters. It is a stunning example of animal culture, of knowledge being shared and used to achieve a specific goal. The hunter has become the helpless prey. The scene is both horrific and fascinating. The most feared predator in the sea, utterly defeated. The orcas are calm, methodical. There is no frenzy, no chaotic feeding. This is a quiet, deliberate act. They have won. They hold the shark in this state for several minutes. If held upside down for too long, a shark cannot pump water over its gills and will essentially drown. The orcas seem to know this. They are in complete control. The power dynamic has been completely and irrevocably inverted. The king has been dethroned not by a greater force, but by a greater intelligence. What happens next is precise, and for many, deeply unsettling. While the shark is immobilized, one of the orcas begins to feed. But they are not interested in the muscle. They are after something very specific. With surgical precision, the orca bites into the shark's underside and removes its liver. The shark's liver is huge, making up a significant portion of its body weight, and it is incredibly rich in oil and nutrients. It is a massive source of energy, a prize worth the risk and effort of the hunt. Once the liver has been consumed, the orcas release the shark. The carcass, now mortally wounded and missing its liver, drifts slowly down into the blue depths. The orcas have taken what they came for. There is no waste. The rest of the pod may share in the prize, but often they simply move on, leaving the remains of the great white to sink into the abyss, where it will become food for the countless scavengers of the deep sea. The entire event, from the start of the hunt to its conclusion, is a masterclass in efficiency and predatory prowess. The pod reforms, the young orcas swimming close to their mothers. They have just witnessed and perhaps participated in a valuable lesson in how to hunt one of the ocean's most dangerous inhabitants. This is how their culture is passed on, through observation and direct experience. The knowledge of how to induce tonic immobility, of the value of the shark's liver, is not instinct. It is learned information, a tradition unique to this particular family of orcas. They are sharing a meal, but they are also sharing a legacy. The ocean returns to a state of calm. The surface is once again a placid sheet of blue, glinting in the afternoon sun. The only evidence of the dramatic events that just unfolded is the pod of blackfish, their dorsal fins cutting cleanly through the water as they move on, and the faint coppery scent of blood that hangs in the air for a moment before being washed away by the sea. The drama is over. Life in the sunken cathedral goes on. The seals will soon return to the water, and the fish shoals will relax their tight formations. The balance has been tested and a new order has been asserted. Witnessing such an event leaves one with a profound sense of humility. It is a stark reminder that the ocean is a world with its own rules, its own hierarchies of power. For a long time, we have seen the great white shark as the ultimate predator, a symbol of nature's savage perfection. But here in the cold waters off South Africa, we have seen that even kings can be overthrown. The orcas, with their intelligence, their social complexity and their learned traditions, have shown us that there is another, perhaps more successful, way to rule the seas. The relationship between these two titans is more complex than we ever imagined. It is not simply a case of one predator hunting another. It is a dynamic and evolving story. In recent years, sightings of great white sharks in this area have plummeted. The presence of these specialist shark-hunting orcas has effectively cleared the area of its top predator. The sharks, it seems, have learned that these waters are no longer safe. They have moved on, ceding the territory to the blackfish. This has a cascading effect on the entire ecosystem in ways we are only just beginning to study. The drama we have witnessed is a window into the true nature of the wild. It is not cruel, it is simply indifferent. It is a world of energy transfer, of life feeding on life in a cycle that has continued for hundreds of millions of years. The orca's hunt is not an act of malice, it is an act of survival, a strategy for obtaining the high-energy food needed to sustain their large brains and powerful bodies. Our human emotions of pity for the shark and awe at the orca's skill are our own. The ocean itself simply is. It is a place of sublime beauty and brutal, unforgiving reality. As the sun begins to set, casting a warm orange glow across the water, the orcas head out towards the open ocean. They are rulers of a vast and mysterious kingdom, a world that we have only just begun to explore. Their story reminds us that there are still great discoveries to be made, that the ocean still holds deep secrets, and it reminds us that we are not the masters of this planet. We are merely one part of a complex and wonderful web of life, a web where even the most powerful can be humbled, and where the balance is always held ultimately in the ocean's ruling hand.